Hello and welcome here at Professor Herman Manyora's channel. My name is Simon Irungu. I'm hoping that you are doing well. And Prof,
I'm doing well.
How are you doing?
Oh, wonderfully well.
So today I have a very interesting question from a fan. And the question coming in from the fan, he asked that if numbers don't lie, will William Ruto beat Raila in the upcoming general election? And then he sent me polls from Radio Africa saying that also Jadel mentioned it in a show that you did with him. And the polls were at 45%, that is on Ruto's side, and 41% from Raila's side. Now, before you answer that question, I'll leave that question. You'll answer it at the end. Okay? Now, 5 political kingpins that are at the center of the August 9th general election. That is President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. We have DP William Ruto. We have ODM leader Raila Odinga, ANC Musalia Mudavadi, and Wiper Kalonzo Musyoka. Now, the president commands the large Mount Kenya region, coming in with a number of 5.8 million registered voters. Now, will the president be able to deliver these numbers to Raila?
No, certainly very difficult.
Okay.
If what is going on is anything to go by, Ruto will have a majority of the votes unless something drastic happens.
From the mountain.
But the way things are just unfolding, Ruto will have the majority of those votes.
From the mountain?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And a show that you did with Jadiel just the other day, you said something, I also noted it down, and you said the Kikuyus have to choose who they will vote for. And I could read that your tone, that you are certain that the Kikuyus are now not going to be voting for Baba in the numbers that they are expected to be voting for.
It is not, I'm saying, I don't think it was ever the intention of Raila Odinga to take the mountain vote. Because that would be expecting too much. You see, when you go into an election, you have realistic expectations. You must have realistic expectations. You must know there are people who will vote for you almost to a man, a woman if you wish. But there are people you'll have to convince. And there are areas where even if you do what, you'll get almost nothing. So Raila is in between not getting anything and getting something. So he expects some little support from the mountain. He doesn't expect anything beyond 30-35%.
So the end game for Raila in the mountain is just
to get
a handful.
Just like 30%.
Okay.
I wish he will get.
DP William Ruto, there is no question that he's going to get maybe something close to 90% from his backyard. I don't know what you think about, from where you stand, what do you think about that?
Even 90, his backyard. And we must understand what backyard means. You don't mention those 6 million votes from Rift Valley and say he'll get 90% of that. It has not worked like that. It will not work like that.
His backyard is?
It is when you talk of his backyard, you are talking of South Rift, counties of Kericho and Bomet, Nandi, North Rift, Nandi and Western Gishu, a bit of Elgeyo Marakwet with a few votes. That's where it stops. That's where he gets 100%, not even 90. 100%. Of course, it can't be 100 because there are migrant communities. Like if you go to Nandi, there are many Luyas there. They may choose to vote for other people. And so on and so forth. But it is beyond 90 in those 5 or so counties. Okay,
now the question on Raila Odinga coming in. He has a number of 2.1 million registered voters. People believe that those are the people who are going to be voting from Baba from his backyard, that is Siaya, Kisumu, Homa Bay, Migori. Is there a question on whether these people are going to?
Not much, but of course you expect there's some problem from Kuria, maybe some. If last time they voted, they seemed not to favor Raila so much. But those are just a handful of people. So you can again say Baba has more than 90% of that, just like Ruto in Rift Valley and in those Kalenjin counties.
Okay. Now the question marks on Musalia Mudavadi. Should he be included in this list of regional kingpins as we speak?
I doubt. No. He doesn't hold sway.
Okay, and is he able to, if not all of them, maybe half of these numbers?
First of all, it cannot be half. Ruto will get votes from Western Kenya, up to 30%, 25-30%. But it will not be because of Mudavadi. In fact, he will get that in spite of Mudavadi. In fact, he would have gotten even more if it wasn't for Mudavadi. So I don't think Mudavadi is adding any value to Ruto.
So
Ruto had his own votes. And remember, Jubilee had votes, like 49% of Bungoma went to Jubilee last election. Now, Ruto has made that one better. He has improved on it. He has moved into Vihiga, he has moved into Busia, Kakamega, a lot more than Jubilee in 2017. And therefore, on average, he will still get 20 or so % of the votes. And I'm not seeing Mudavadi contributing to that. Very minimally in Vihiga County will people now vote for Ruto because Mudavadi is on board. Maybe just a handful of votes, 30, 40,000 from Vihiga.
So what I'm reading from you, you're saying that Musalia Mudavadi has been a liability on DP's side.
I don't think there's anything. He has brought his perception. From a perspective of perception, then Mudavadi, Ruto has joined. I have somebody, Mudavadi from Western, blah, blah. Yeah, but in terms of votes, zero.
Apart from perception, anything else that he's bringing in the table?
Nothing.
Okay, now let's bring in the...
I've explained there are places where there are his people, Maragoli people, some in the diaspora like Lugari, you know, parts of Kidogo. But majorly Vihiga, there are a few people who will vote for Ruto because of Mudavadi. But basically, there's nothing.
Okay, now, there are very interesting question on Kalonzo Musyoka because the issue of the question on deputy still remains unanswered. Okay, now, if Kalonzo is not given this deputy position, is he able still to come in with these numbers from Ukambani?
It depends, first of all, on how the game plays out. If he leads his community into accepting the position he's given other than running mate, then the damage to Azimio will be minimal. But if he continues with these complaints and sulking and, you know, then when finally the decision is made as who is Raila's running mate and Kalonzo is not the running mate, certainly a few votes will go to Ruto.
Okay.
And the turnout may be affected.
I was talking to my shopkeeper back at home, and she is a Kamba, and she was saying that this time around she doesn't think that she's going to be voting for Kalonzo because they are tired of following someone who is always underneath someone. Now, do you think that she's one among many Kambas who are not going to be supporting?
There are many who are thinking like that.
And these numbers, how much does he lose? Does he lose half, maybe 3/4?
I may not be exact, but I think, you know what? Nominations have come and they are about to go. People are complaining, but give them a month, they will forget this thing. People will go back normal. They will support their political parties and their leaders. Same with running mate. It's going to be done by 16th of May. By law, that's what IBC has negotiated with the political parties. They have agreed. In another 1 month, on 16th of June, people will have forgotten. Azimio will be moving forward. Kalonzo will be in sync. And a majority of his people just vote with him. A majority. Not all, a majority.
Okay.
Certainly, not giving Kalonzo running mate reduces Raila's numbers from Ukambani. Certainly. Yeah, but not significant. But I'm saying it depends on how he plays the game. And for Kalonzo, I'm telling him, don't listen to these junior politicians. Look at your interests and the interest of the community. It's not just a running mate that can serve the people of Ukambani and yourself. If I'm Kalonzo, I'm looking at the future. If I were Kalonzo, I would just concentrate on the future. Where is my future? Because he must be a key player in the Azimio victory. So that he's part and parcel of that. Like Uhuru said, all those people around there who are going to be in this Azimio government. He must play his game without these complaints and sulking and all those kind of things. Firmly in Azimio. And he will firmly be a member of the government. And his future will be firmly guaranteed. But if he plays this, and they win, even as he plays this, he may not be given he may not be given very serious consideration in the government. He'll just play some junior role in the government.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is believed that the leaders in Azimio 1 Kenya already know who's going to be Raila's deputy. And people are saying that Kalonzo only speaking out saying that he should be considered for this position only means that he is not the person who has been selected. Is it high time that Kalonzo stops contesting for this deputy and focus on promoting Raila to be president?
I think that would be bad logic. Raila would know, and it doesn't mean Kalonzo may not be picked. He can still be picked. But I think the truth is that even Kalonzo must know, the way you are saying, that is not the one. And as you say, and as I've also alluded to, I think you will just need to be focused on your interest beyond running mate. That way you will harvest something. And the sooner you stop these lamentations, the better. Stop lamentations, stop the games, stop sulking, stop threats, and sit down with Raila and Uhuru. Say, okay, I know you people, you have taken this, you are giving so and so. Where are the canvas in this thing? I'm a national leader, but politics is local. I'm a think about my community. Put our into weka kitu yetu kwa hii meza. That to me is better.
Okay. As far as Ukambani votes are
Yes.
concerned,
Yeah.
what should Kalonzo do to ensure that he delivers what is expected of him?
If Kalonzo must deliver to Azimio, he must stop doing what he's doing. He must begin to make the people see that it's not true that everything starts and ends with deputy president or running mate. There is a lot more for the community than running mate. And in order to actualize that, he must completely abandon this path of complaint, lamentation, and threats and embark on constructive engagement with Raila Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta. Constructive engagement. Through that constructive engagement, two things will happen. First, he will get something for his people and for himself. And secondly, he will carry along the community. They will go with him. They will vote with him. Yeah.
Okay, so there is a Kiswahili say that says, pahali wawili wakipigana nyasi huumia. I'm interpreting it to be that the Kamba leaders are having dispute. It is evident. Now, how is this going to affect the numbers in Ukambani?
The Kamba, including Gilu, what are
Gilu and Kalonzo.
No, I have argued Kalonzo must be the king that he is. Okay? The moment the people see you are effectively occupying your position as a king, nobody will come and play around the throne. Because you are there, umekalia vizuri kak. He must occupy his throne effectively. Because if he stops this lamentation, this childish threats, and engages constructively with Raila and Uhuru, the first thing he will put on the table is call Ngilu here, call Mutua here, call Kibwana here. Call them to order.
Now, how do you call people who are not responding to you?
What do you mean?
Because Ngilu seems...
Is anybody Raila and Uhuru can call and they don't come? If Raila calls Ngilu, Raila and Uhuru, Ngilu, Kibwana, Mutua, say the bigger picture is to win the presidency. If vita mnapigana hapa Ukambani ni ya nini? Stop that. End of meeting. If there's lunch, we take.
Okay, now let me take you to the question for today.
Yes.
If numbers don't lie,
Yes.
will William Ruto beat Raila in the upcoming
Where will
election?
he get the votes? The votes are not there. I've told you votes come through regions, votes come through kingpins, and on both scores, he loses out. He doesn't have the kingpins who will bring the votes. He doesn't have the regions which will bring the votes, because you confine Ruto to Kalenjin Rift Valley. Because outside the Kalenjin Rift Valley, West Pokot, proper, Samburu, Masailand, Narok, Kajiado, they have been 50-50 with Raila. Raila now will get even more in those areas. So it is the 5 Kalenjin counties confined there. He's confined in Mount Kenya region, beyond which there is nothing else.
Well, let's wrap
Where
up.
does he get the numbers? Where will he get the numbers? Where?
Let's wrap up the conversation at that, because it's polls showing that Ruto is leading, but we'll leave the conversation at that. Well, till you have the next episode of The Big Question, enjoy the rest of your day.